Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance.
What is going on, everyone? My name is Camera Name is, and today we're taking a look at Space Jam: A New Legacy. So this is a sequel to the 1996 film starring Michael Jordan, and I have to admit, as a kid, I absolutely loved this film. As an adult, not so much. I mean, I thought it wasn't that bad as, Back in Action, but still, this wasn't a good film. I mean, its story was meh, the Looney Tunes weren't that funny, and Michael Jordan, he is an amazing basketball player, but he should stay away from acting and also away from baseball as well. But still, when I heard LeBron James was going to be involved in this film, I mean, I know the guy has been in other films before, but nothing like this. But I still wanted to give him a chance. I mean, this film is clearly just a nostalgia film, and it's also more towards kids, so it should be fine, right? So how did the film go? Is it better than the original, or should they just have left this alone? We'll take a look and find out, shall we? So the plot for the film focuses on LeBron James, who wants his son to follow in his footsteps to become a basketball player. But his son's not interested. This causes a rift between the two, and this gets worse when they're trapped in this virtual world by this evil AI played by Cheadle. And it's not often I get to see him playing a villain, so that's actually pretty good. So the evil AI makes a deal with LeBron where if he wins, then he'll free him and his son. So LeBron has to get the Looney Tunes help in order to get his son back and defeat the evil AI. So some of the positives for this. I actually did like the story here a little better than the first one, because in the first one, Michael Jordan didn't have to help the Looney Tunes. I mean, he could have just said no. They could have tried finding someone else, or, there really wasn't much at stake for him to be involved in that game. Here, LeBron is trying to get his son back. So there's a lot more on the line for him, and he's doing everything he can to get his son back no matter what. Granted, the first act was slow and boring, but luckily once we get to the second act where we're introduced, to Looney Tunes, the AI, and and once we get to the game, it does pick up the pace. And then the third act was actually a lot of fun, so they did a good job with that. I'll give them credit for that, and they did make the Looney Tunes here a little funnier than the first one. Now, the whole father-son, not getting along, it's been done to death so many times, so it does make the story predictable. You already know how it's all going to go. You already know how it's going to end. So there's really, I mean, yeah, you know what's on the line, but you know it's going to end in a happy ending anyways. So there's a negative there, but it's really not that bad. So yeah, I actually thought this story here was a little better than the first one. It does have its flaws, but it's still not that bad. Alright, so let's get to the characters. How did LeBron do in this film? He did a little better than Michael Jordan, at least with his reaction, which I thought looked very good, and I did like LeBron in his cartoony form, which I thought was actually pretty good. The actor who plays his son did alright, along with the actress who plays his wife. Cheadle, though, I could tell he was having a good time. He actually did a great job in his performance, and I thought he was actually the best part of the film. As far as the Looney Tunes themselves, I like them all. I very much enjoy the voice actors voicing them, including Zendaya, who voices Lola. Also, yes, I get it. People are not happy with how they made her less sexy. I get it, but I thought this is still better, and I thought they did a good job with, how they had her be portrayed. Although, I'm not gonna lie, I did prefer the crazy stalker Lola that we got from the old Looney Tunes show. So, I wouldn't mind seeing that version here, but it's still fine. I think the only negative I did have with this is the fact that I never really saw LeBron and the actor playing his son having any sort of bonding. I never saw any good chemistry between the two. I couldn't buy them as a father and son, and I couldn't get invested in what happens to them. I mean, yeah, I did like how there was a lot more on the line here, but the chemistry between the two, not that great. Alright, so as far as the special effects, they weren't bad. I mean, yeah, all CGI, and that's pretty much what we ended up getting, but it still doesn't look that bad. I love the virtual world, though. It looks amazing from the Looney Tune world to when we have the game. It looks all computer animated, and I love how we get to see all these property owned characters showing up. It was pretty cool, and even showing how the game is played, which looked actually pretty creative. I thought they did a great job here. I mean, yeah, granted, there were times during the game it does look a little ridiculous, and I did miss how it looked before, but they still didn't do a bad job here. I thought they did some creative stuff here to try to make it a little better and more fun. At least LeBron James looked a little bit more convincing here when he's talking to the Looney Tunes and reacting to them. A lot more than with Michael, who just looks completely emotionless. Like, my god, dude, just give us some kind of different reaction. The music was fine too. I just wasn't a fan of them changing the Space Jam theme. I love that theme song so much. As far as the humor here is concerned, yeah, I thought they did a better job here than the original, except the parts with Granny. I thought a lot of the jokes were just very odd, just really odd. Alright, so final thoughts on the film. The story, the characters, everything else was better than the first film. It still has its flaws, granted, I will admit that, but it's still a decent film, and it's a decent sequel, and one that is still entertaining. So they did a good job with that. It's entertaining for both the kids, the adults, especially those who grew up with the first film. It will never replace the first one, let's be honest. That one is, I'm sure it's going to be very close to everyone's heart, but it is still worth watching. It's a good film to watch with your friends, your loved ones, your kids. It has its flaws, but it's a decent sequel and one that I think people will still enjoy. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have a different opinion about this film, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. Hit the subscribe button, check my Facebook page, check out my Twitter page, check out T3 Media's channel, subscribe to their channel, keep up to date with their videos, and I'll see you next time and give you more love and more entertainment. Until then, take care, be safe, love y'all, and goodbye.